If you are watching this video, subscribe and turn on notification. We'll make sure to bring you more analysis like this and also more footballing content like you're on Sports Corner GH Extra. Enjoy it.
Now, I mention CFM free enra game course between Spain and France. Said you'll be any no game the berry, you know. Now the Spanish national team are qualified 2-1 ahead of French national team. No. Ken, so Ocean Euro say course ya. Obi bia watch the French national team bia begia to say. Omo ye side back omo share edene because France national team ewo Euros no defensively omo ye one of the best. So proud to enter a game no. Nan confo dwen ho say e kwan ba so na the Spanish national team ebe fa so abie France team a aye din say opponent wait me the ball to omatene bebre because omo ba agopama ne so a e kwan omo fa so hye omo ho e kwan omo nya numbers behind the ball e kwan omo fa so ye discipline on the field of play no e ya na edene so betima hye goals e de achi omo e ka ho be ma enu na nkofo eni wo game nim pa enu France for game any approach omo di ru game nim no na e so clear ade ma France for ru game nim so mbe ye na say the first thing for the French national team omo decide say omo must Spain for no enya central control on say Spain team na wo say no nyomba be tia kan ya omo per central control ni say omo nya ana Lamine Yamal ana Nico Williams eba game nim bebre so the first thing France for decide so mbe ye say omo per stop the central control of the Spanish national team enti game no or drop Griezmann na Griezmann enka starting lineup no o decide so be use N'Golo Kanté Rabiot ana Aurelien Tchouameni sa three midfielders way our ability to protect the back line bet me cover zones cover grounds cover passing lanes cover area ni nyina so all the side players mean say we bon finfia bet stop Spain for the central control. That was the first thing France will decide on be e kan hu bi na Griezmann and she game na say me stop central control na air force Spain for say any omoje ball na be ne long e de akwa akoma Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal. The moment Beko wide area no I was see 3 players say ombe close our players no enti ye share game na se no the moment ombe switch player call Lamine Yamal hu bia no ye wa about 3 players say omu close Lamine Yamal on the field of play any ade ba kwa na home ye share game na se na France for decide say omu be ye enti ye share game na se de na France for game plan any omu bia no very good na perform very well but baby de la Fonte any Spain for ye say omu se so omu nsa ne kakra. Ye say game na say France for game plan clear. By a China game no all the credit ebema the Spanish national team head coach because of tricking the system SSR nyoma kakra and I do decide so be any say obema Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams asha say so moving into interior zones and the China game no say game na sha say piano Lamine Yamal Nico Williams moving into interior zones na say move more central area. And to win Jiran 10 will be because person numbers from Finfio. Already a share game national. The French national team enya numbers no. And I do decide then say Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams moving into interior zones. Say moving into interior zones. Jomba ni say use positional rotation. Obi and baby fako. And the China game nation say no. You must be say Alvaro Morata. I only the lines in the time you are drop your Finfio. And to say moving into interior zones, use positional rotation now. Ebema Spain for na benya numbers Finfio. And to channel Spain for benya Central America advantage. And to mujibo ni biana, you will Rodrigo Cascante, Dani Olmo, Fabian Rius Pena, Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams, Alvaro Morata, Nipa 6, Finfio. Our move betia French national team Nipa 4. And to channel benya numerical superiority no. And to say take goals as Spain for nya ni na. Almost Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams moving to central zone. See the first goal. This is the first goal now Lamine Yamal saying. Lamine Yamal the anke himself oborings. And can come ball ni bia na we expect say Lamine Yamal be pim. But every time be ball no at the time you can so moving to interior zone no. Ojibo bia na also move more central. And to move more central no, Dani Olmo any Alvaro Morata running no idea omo dey running you say e be bie kwan e dey Lamine Yamal say. That was the reason why Lamine Yamal had that classic goal and na 25 meters. And to the first goal no, the position of Lamine Yamal. Onjina wings bien, wababa bijina the interior midfield row. E hono de la Fonte necessary nsano. E we kid ma Spain for moment oboka. Na check Dani Olmo so go no. The same pattern. Ansisa Jesus Navas, left back. On this time around, what befa Lamine Yamal position? I want to expand the opponent no. Lamine Yamal nanka was ojina wings no. On na babesha midfield area. And to mojibo ni bia na Lamine Yamal moving into interior midfield zone. This time around, numerical superiority, finfi. Banka initially and can say Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams in Spain Bobo Biana, Omujina wins. by De La Fuente who say Spain France for any numbers on 50 no yenya positional rotation na yenya numbers on 50 no yen create so the moment Lamine Yamal move bia no omanya sa superiority no ana Daniel Omodi ko go no so who take Spain for any game plan na the first 45 minutes na France for idea ni okay yes stop Spain for say omunya central control by De La Fuente at we in the system and we the Spanish national team omunya 2 goals second half you say France for substitution we at the moment because we introduce Kamavinga, we introduce Griezmann.
Dembele so mama oda dan for pa. Dembele wada me pa. I don't hear any case on funny say. Dembele. What the towa sem so. Na bobo kama. Yes say for chance. E no akwade mamu.
So kin second half no. Second half no. France for nankasa so ba game bi. Almost say so mu create chances. Benra France for so say chances bebre. Opportunities are who about the French national team almost say no. Share Theo Hernandez opportunity to or say no. Mbappe there or say no. Bakola there or say no. And this I will check his opportunities nearby and come so a more clinical, a purposeful up from the list. And France for no a bit match mokaba me to me. Ultimately taking anything away from the Spanish national team. Yeah, better tournament na no. Na ye cut top 4 favorites and first Spain in Cameroon. Me quite crazy the question of the day was say yan first Spain for Cameroon. Na favorites no. Na Germany, Portugal, England, Anna. Then France. When na your favorites and kasa tournament no. By Spain for na for enter almost some your favorites no. On that tournament no right from the onset. From the group stage, Spain national team nature. Obo group Italy wom, Croatia wom, obi anse no, winning matches ni na. Where you France a film, where you Germany a film. And so far all petit team as it stands now, or clear favorites in the final. The Spanish national team. Every aspect of the game tactically De La Fuente collective play ekoi. And because almost system no any rigid. No SUT boys in terms of individual performance, check the Spanish national team players performance. And na Lamine Yamal. Ken. Akra we yakan ho asem bebriwo. Nemu o ni age. Na o ni o ma Lamine Yamal ye wa agopama ne so na. Obeka sa brand any age no obro so. Because at the age of 16 years, the quality and the talent they don't change. You when you maybe with football ma, and can mostly more experience any more babo watching no. Omo ni enya with football. And can we crack it to us and man penya because after now be suade. By Lamine Yamal now was 16 years no. Positional awareness. I was through the brain. The tactical awareness was through. The technical profile was through. And then the kumi kwano the IQ. And Quebec so we football IQ no was through no. And you be a babo na che. And today sorry is look at the Tony Cruz no. Football IQ no so because I'm babo na che. I'm dream ado. But kwano was 16 years. The football IQ no. Again now the babo na again the team ni so bebre. And say wababa be ye. A threat and the defend the bia or create or say goose at the age of 16 years. Say Lamine Yamal no kin. Enye practice ye bi na bebum. Na the three man nya ne de. Na osi obekoso esua de sa akrawi. Obe dominating football papa. Football practice ho. E practice ye bi tima ba bebum. Na aha no. Et say de ha Pedro money other guys no. Ba enye say practice ba bebum. Na ono ni three man koye ne de. Na Lamine Yamal say miswa. Mi say esua de ni bia ka ho a. Akwa wo be dominating football na che. Adwin na dem team na nye system for adwin. That's the reason why fena mati ase. Barcelona junior side La Masia ho no omo coach training Lamine Yamal no o say enkra na no mo ho ni na Lamine Yamal adwin so say omo. Enti mi hu se wo ye ni teammate bi wo pa adwin ni teammate na che Lamine Yamal na che difference. O si akan ya be ka se obi a wo popo na che o experience and I me dey say De La Fuente mo manage Abrante we. O se so man mbo full 90 minutes akra ni e tro no na che Lamine Yamal. O be ka se Lamine Yamal ni ye penyin say bom na the same age. Enti akwani de Barcelona for twa ne so ya omo bedi di won ho ache onimbo ne bo enye de bia me de say da no me ka chro Hendrick ni Lamine Yamal ni di onimbo ye Lamine Yamal
Hendrick is on Lamine
say so na omo ne nkwankwa o mesiso no Lamine Yamal de kin akwa no hardwin and you talk of Danny Omo
and mama me send the picture na kujina support the players ni na or celebrating a place ni na aso mo ni na penance nkwa ni bia
na o say
Spain players no
o say tell say go no Pedro ni ara Pedro ni mo ni facial expression no obane mu
this picture
obia he is the man.
I just say picture of the day. Picture of the day. Or she go no call the team missing on. 10 days some of the man.
Yeah, I'm the man.
No sense to fati ye medicals. You say na some of
by say
or your medicals of Barcelona.
Maybe the Barcelona 10 any menu ya dey me say omunya botre.
Na say na isobi. E ma tabi say dey wo hono ye ansu fati. Say Barcelona number 10 anya Messi e ansu fati. Enti wa obeba bebo abro ansu fati so bia e. Debut. Lamine Yamal dey Barcelona number 10 ye ne dey wo. Name mum sa number 10 about with extra pressure. Picture with them send them why?
Boy, I can't acquire the acquire the or take you man as in Spain for the king. Won't even take anything away from them. Omo tournament collective playing was through individual performance. Lamine, Pedani
na no one papa and they right. Will be even or China papa.
Or China papa.
It's just never done.
Now tournament we come bono. She will be to say America ball.
Yeah.
Kukureya. And to Spain for no many good tournaments. So many good tournaments.
Chelsea for
many good tournaments.
Mon casa mon panacho. Kukureya. Mon panacho.
Once the form no nya no ano de national team no
yabo season every obo
pa de matches
and no de bonus
ano sade bon in Spain for the team was through Netherlands any England
yellow first you understand normal
enye normal sir yabi
Kwame na match be na yabo ha maka yenkoy ni nyina yebeko sa
England for me person nya England Spain final
Kwame
beje England Spain final
England Spain final once Kwame England Spain final
na me pe akoma mu de na me pe na mum Netherlands for no enye for sa wo
oh there be Netherlands is almost oboba
even EURO in terms of total performance am I better than England am I better than England o ma ho den pa no e so mo attacking face ayo ma ho den
okay
Netherlands for no ken o mo so use 3-3 ni bi 3-3 o mo chance a back 4 na dan freeze ajoin ni attack no then 2 deep central midfielders baako ba be ka Javi Simons so no ma form box in the midfield nim 3 that's the reason why a tournament e be okonya Netherlands open play or goals counter or goals set pieces or goals on goals so onya bi
na nyebu na kuma we ana no mo so nya di
o say watching
tournament no mo bo pa
ana mo bo no enti say enka ne Netherlands on total football o ma ye direct no ho e ha
o mo star players why Cody Gakpo
we nya tournament
yeah Javi Simons Van Dijk kura no yesi on kura ball no ntimi o mo shede ni players bi o mo
but mo ye direct na o mo attack ya hu mo and na dia ba ko say England very careful
don't first position no right winger
or your right back but mo attack on e the right winger na the other right wing na move ababeka Javi Simon no ma ba be 2 attacking number 10s enti ye 3-3 no use enti ma ho den pa attack by defensively dey omo nya strong e ye game na dey ken makome mu dey Netherlands from 2001 besine England asha omo ba ko pe
enti wo kasi say ka le ka wase
the person be kesi ne say paper ne so dey enyafo paper ne mpokura so me stress no e balance game aye betimi akwa extra ba makome mu no me pese nya Spain England final
good
Spain England final e das and Netherlands Spain
analysis now
oh e das and England Spain dey
England Spain
yes hype ne attention dey be was more
okay
name why dey
na abafi okay
hey Barcelona was about to say Lamine Yamal
position the last game and he was the most influential he's played all
oh my god bro the guy literally I'm telling you he has not been that bad in the last game before that I agree but in the last game the guy he's literally asking for the passes for the balls and he got the balls he didn't lose the too many of the balls.
Hey Altag, what I was trying to say though is the problem is with it it's not Foden, it's fucking Southgate's
yeah I know but I'm just saying in England nobody deserves it because everybody has clutch moments but the performance wise everybody has been average. So why are you gonna be? If you're telling me Bellingham, like G35 mentioned Bellingham, right? The guy has been a literally what you call glorified Scott McTominay. People compared him to the McTominay from United. After January this year, his performances are literally like McTominay.
No, I disagree with you, mate. You can't put him in McTominay league. Fuck me, lad. You're smoking some major crack. That's hard, man. That's hard. No, but you know what I'm going to say? Let me just.
Bro, even with the that I would mention Cole Palmer in the top 30 for the Ballon d'Or, man. He should be nominated for it.
Hey, I'll take just 1 second. I want to just speak to everyone else quickly. For me, though, it's going to be a very, very funny if we get to the final and Yamal's going up against Kieran Trippier. Fuck. We're gonna get absolutely hammered,
bro. I will from Arsenal. From Arsenal, I need. I think Saka and Saliba, 2 players will get nominated for top, 30 list in the Ballon d'Or, right? No. And who else from the Premier League?
Even Shaw against Yamal at this because Shaw's just coming back into the team after missing like nearly a year.
I would put Shaw in. I would, yeah.
I don't know, Chris. I think I'd start if Shaw. Listen, I'd play him in the semi-final, see how he does, but I'd be worried about playing Shaw against Yamal.
Could we put Kyle Walker there and put Trent on the right?
You know what? I would have played Conser there. It's controversial, I know, but listen, he should have bought Branthwaite.
That's interesting.
You should have bought Branthwaite. You didn't bring Branthwaite, so now I'd look to bring in another centre back there. Then obviously, if we can make it 0-0 and not concede, then I'd bring on the show in the second half and try and win the game. That's what I would do.
To be honest, mate, if I was him, I'd drop Harry Kane. Mate. I think Harry Kane's been fucking awful.
Yes, Kane has been performing like Watkins. You know what I mean? Like I'd expect Watkins.
I would expect. I'm not gonna lie. I think if you played Ollie Watkins, he'd have got you more goals this tournament.
You know what? I'm not in the England shirt. I'm not the biggest fan of Watkins. For Aston Villa, I rate Watkins highly, but for England, man, I know Watkins. I'd rather play Tony, you know, man, Chris, before Watkins. I like Tony.
What is LT gone?
Yeah, I'll take one.
You know that thing you're saying about Rice here. You know, if you want to use factual information, yeah. Prior to this game today, you know he completed more forward passes than Rodri. And I'm not saying Rice is better than Rodri, by the way. But people need to allow doing this. Oh, he can't pass forward. The problem is, yeah, with Southgate, you got man that's all hiding behind the lines. No one's making themselves available. And let's be honest, yeah, like G-Certified already acknowledged this in it. Like going into this tournament, the most hype was around Phil Foden, and he hasn't lived up to it. So of course that's why he has to get crashed, bro. Not Rice, because Rice, people are just making him look like, oh yeah, let's put him to Pirlo standards, whatever. But why are we not putting Foden to his standards? Why are people baby?
Hugo, just a quick one though. Do you know what I will say about Rice? He's played a lot better with Mainu alongside him than Trent. You know, Mainu's helping him. To be fair, and I'm not saying Mainu's doing anything special. He's just making himself available. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Chris, you know what it is, yeah? You see, like we've got previous evidence here of tournaments before, yeah, when Rice played with midfielders, England have played well. So, for example, whether it's Phillips, Mount, Bellingham, whoever, obviously, like I rate Trent, but he's not a midfielder. No, so him playing with Rice did not make sense. Also, him playing with Conor Gallagher, who's literally a guy that just runs around, does nothing.
Gallagher shouldn't even be in the team. Let's be honest.
So obviously the Mainu or Wharton thing made sense, and obviously he opted for Mainu, innit? But you see with this Saliba thing though, man, I appreciate you, man. You went up putting him to Maldini levels. A lot of great centre backs didn't win their first international tournament. So I love it, man. These times, you know, baby Baresi and them man got knocked out in the group stages. Ruben Dias, that little hooker, got knocked out. Akanji missed the penalty. We can do this all day. John Stones had an error the other day. You know what I'm trying to say?
To be fair, Saliba is an excellent defender, but world class. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I put the likes of Maldini's in your stamps there. He's not there yet. He could get there, but he's not there yet.
No, but Chris, the fact that you're comparing him to those great names, yeah, speaks a lot, because you see, like, obviously, I'm a bit old school like you in it, but what I try to do is I do not compare players of previous generations to the one now, because the quality of football is not what it used to be. Like, let's be honest, I rate Mbappe, but he is the best player in the world by default. Like, he's had another stinky Euros back to back, but he's still going to be the best player in the world. Why? Because the quality of football is not what it once used to be.
So the worst thing about it is, when you look at Mbappe, he should be the French R9, and he's just not. You know what I mean? Yeah.
The chat told me he already eclipsed Henry.
No chance. Thierry Henry fucking blathers him all over the pitch, mate. So does Nicolas Anelka.
So I'm saying, man. So you see, like I'm happy that someone like Lamine Yamal came through. Young guy, 16 years old, generational talent. And look, you see the way people are loading him up, saying, oh my God, he's already world class. Why are people saying that? It's because it's the state of football in. And I'm not dissing Lamine Yamal, I rate him highly. But for a young kid, yeah, to come through and play the way he's playing, yeah, at that age, yeah, and for him to be already world class, shows you the state of football. Like, I remember when I was growing up, Fabregas came to Arsenal as a 16-year-old, and he was bullying Juventus with Vieira and all these lot in the midfield, Champions League. Raquelme and all these man. He wasn't getting called world class, and he was a generation, in my opinion, at that age. Because there were so many great midfielders. There was so many great midfielders at the time. Now, if you look at the wingers, in world football, there's obviously the likes of Salah, Saka, Vinicius Junior, my bad, Rodrigo. After that, it's like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Let me ask you guys something, Let's say Rodri does win this Euros, though, because I remember I was speaking to Hugo about this at the start of earlier this season, and we were talking about Rodri and Vieira. And Hugo told me about Rodri first needs to do something internationally to chat. If he wins this Euros, where about in the Premier League when we're talking about the great DMs, Vieira, Keane, we're talking about the top of the top. Where does Rodri come into it? Because for me, it's coming to that time, man, for the combos.
Gee, don't get twisted, like very quickly, Me, I rate Rodri highly, but you know the problem I have with G certified is your fan base. You see your fan base. If you really want to push a player, you lot don't do it, because let me tell you why. The previous season before the treble winning season, I myself and a few others said, why are you man talking about Haaland? Cool, he scored a lot of goals, he broke records, but Rodri was your most important player. You should push it for Ballon d'Or. And it was like, no, Haaland. Especially this bold professor. Now this season, G-Certified, we had this convo so many times. You were not asking me, see Foden's for player of the season. I said, no, it's still Rodri, because that guy, he's very, very consistent, and he's been playing at a high level for a long time, especially these last couple of years. But you man are doing this Foden. Now, when you realise Foden's not playing well for England, as he usually does, it's like, let's go back to Rodri. And I blame Professor Hamza. He's the biggest fraud on